Today I'm sharing my best tips and learnings from 2.5 million euros on Facebook ads. So you don't make the same mistakes like me in the beginning, which was pretty expensive. Whether you're starting out or you're running Facebook ads, this video will show you how to be more profitable and efficient with your advertising strategy. And watch out, I will tell you how to get a free tool that I personally use to track all my Facebook expenses and analyze the data afterwards. So I stay in full control all the time. So make sure to stay tuned until the end and let's start with the video. Let's start with the first message. Back when I started print on demand, I used to spend a lot of money in Facebook advertising and I lost a lot of money with it. Why? Because in the beginning of the business I was pretty romantic and I was pretty excited. So for example, I had several designs and I was sure that they will sell and I was spending a lot of money in them and I was testing them with 30 or 40 euros per day, and that was simply too much because I got my data, yes, but I spent over 100 euros or 150 euros per ad set for one design to realize it's not profitable, yet it's not good. So my first learning was it's not necessary that you spend a lot of money in there to test your products. You can simply do Facebook advertising with a minimal budget of a minimal cost of 5 euros per day. You can wait for 5 days and afterwards you will get your results and they will tell you if it's profitable or not. So if you're running out of time because there's a special event like Black Friday or Christmas time or Father's Day or something like that, you can also try to do advertising with 10 euros per day, but more than 10 euros I wouldn't recommend you doing. Why? Because it's simply too much. It's unnecessary because you will lose money and you don't have to, and it will not give you better data when you start with 50 euros per day budget. So it's not necessary. First learning, start your Facebook ads with 5 euros per day or 10 euros if you're running out of time, not more, and just wait for 4 or 5 days to analyze the data and then to scale the ad, kill the ad, or just let it running with 5 or 10 euros per day. My second learning was that it's pretty important to set up your pixel correctly. Why? The Facebook pixel will track all the information on your website, like who's visiting, the age of the visitors, the gender of the visitors, their interests. Like, this pixel is tracking everything, what's going on in your store, who's viewing content, who's adding products to the cart, who's buying, who's purchasing, who's not buying. The pixel is training all the time. It's like a person who's training in the gym all the time with every single visitor you have. So it will get better over time. So it's pretty important that you set up your pixel correctly. 3 or 4 years ago, it was pretty difficult to install a Facebook pixel. Right now just you have to install the app in your Shopify store, just connect your Facebook account with it and that's it. So it's pretty easy and you will get the best results if your pixel is installed correctly. So make sure all the time, every time your pixel is working. He's tracking the content pages, he's tracking add to carts, and he's tracking purchases correctly. The third point is, me as an entrepreneur, for me it's pretty important that I know all the numbers all the time, not only from my Facebook ads, but also from like my team, my production costs, my electricity bill, my bills. I have to know everything about the business, and it's the same with you and your Facebook costs. You have to know every single number in there that's happening right now. When I analyze my Facebook ads, the first thing I'm watching out is you have to look at what is your ROAS, return on ad spend. It's the most important number out there. If you're spending 10 euro and you're generating 40 euro with it, you have a ROAS of 4. And it's pretty important that you analyze the ROAS of the ad. So you're spending 50 euro, for example, you have a ROAS of 4, okay, you're able to scale things up. At the same time, it's also important that you know your break-even ROAS. So now, when your ROAS is profitable, you have a ROAS of 4, you can also do split tests with different ads. And I would recommend analyzing the data underneath. For example, you have to analyze the CPM, cost per minute. What do you pay for 1,000 impressions? You have to analyze your click-through rate, CTR. How many percent of the people are clicking onto the ad? You have to analyze your CPC, cost per click. What are you paying for one click? You have to analyze the add to carts. You have to analyze cost per add to cart. You have to analyze cost per purchase. And with these numbers, you can do a great analysis and you can just track all the business. You can just track what's happening in your store with these numbers. I will give you an example. For example, I started an online shop some months ago. Awesome cost per purchase. So I was paying something like 6 or 7 euros cost per purchase, but the ROAS was not as high as I wanted it to be. because I was not able to scale. I had an awesome cost per purchase, but my ROAS was not good enough. What was the problem? I was analyzing the data and I was seeing, okay, look, I'm paying several euros for one sale, which is pretty good, but I don't generate enough revenue to scale things up. So my next task was to improve the average order value, because if I'm generating like 10 sales with 30 euro, it's 300 euro. But if I'm generating 10 sales with 60 euro, it's 600 euros. So the next thing I was doing was I was improving my average order value. I was adding a lot of side products, side quests, little products, which are not as expensive as the main products, but adding up the average order value. And afterwards I was profitable with it. So that's an example for if you're analyzing your data and your numbers, you always know what to do next. That is pretty important. In the last years, I was also creating an Excel to track all my numbers, and I'm willing to give it away to you because you're watching this video right now and I appreciate it. So feel free to DM me on Instagram and I will send you my Excel, which I'm using for years now. I'm not tracking too much data, but I'm tracking the data we need for this business. So just send me a DM and I will send you your Excel. So the next thing is that, guys, you have to know your break-even ROAS. The break-even ROAS is a ROAS. If you're making sales with it, you're neither doing profit or you're losing money. You pay your production and you pay your advertising costs and you have nothing at the end, like zero. In my opinion, especially in the beginning, it's pretty important that you exactly know the number of your break-even ROAS. So for example, if you're selling one t-shirt for 30 euros or something like that, so it's just numbers right now, you have production costs of 70 or 18 euro, then your break-even ROAS would be something around 2.7, 2.8. So you have to calculate your break-even ROAS, because some people are selling an oversized tee for 40 euros, some of you are selling an oversized tee for 30 euros, something like that. So you have to know your break-even ROAS. After that, you're able to scale things up which are higher than your break-even ROAS. If your break-even ROAS is 2.8, you can scale everything up what is higher than that. If you have a ROAS of 4, feel free to scale, make some money, you achieved it. Feel free to scale things up then. If your ROAS is exactly your break-even ROAS, that means that you don't have to increase the budget you have there. That means you don't have to increase the amount of money you're spending every single day. But if you think about it long term, 20% of your customers will buy again. So you will do money in the back end, not in the front end, because there you break even, but in the back end you're collecting data, your pixel is collecting data, you're collecting emails, you're collecting customers and stuff like that. So in the back end you will generate money over time. So if I have ads with a break-even ROAS, I don't scale them, and I also don't deactivate them. I just let them running, because long term I will make money with it, but it's not necessary that I will scale things up. So my recommendation would be, if you have a break-even ROAS of 2.8, please calculate it. But if you have one and you have some ads with this break-even ROAS, just let things keep going and scale everything up what is higher than that. The next thing is your target group. You have to make sure that your target group is not too small. For example, I had one customer who was doing an Armenian online shop in Europe, and the thing is that there are not a lot of them here in Europe, so his interest group was pretty small and he was not able to make enough money to live off his online shop. His online store was really good, no question, but the target group was too small. And so make sure you're in a niche that is big enough to do good advertising, and also make sure you don't take interest groups in your Facebook advertising that are simply too small. Because if you're doing ads and your interest group is something around 100,000 or 200,000, you're not able to scale things up. What I realized is over time, like Facebook, the Facebook game changed a lot since when I started. Over time, you have to work with broad interests, like if you're in the soccer niche, for example, you can just type in soccer in there. You can just work with broad interests and it's better to scale. Your pixel is doing better work and it's not as complicated as it was several years ago. And I'm also working with the no interest targeting, so you don't have to type in anything in the interest group. Your pixel will do the work for you, and this setting is the best setting in my opinion, because you're able to scale things up very quickly, very easily, and you can make a lot of money with it. So the no interest targeting has worked the best for me in the past 12 or 24 months. If you're thinking about 3 or 4 years ago, the game was different, but right now just work with wide target groups and work with no interest targeting. The next thing, of course, we are talking about creatives as well. If you're doing print on demand, then you will realize really quick you can create a lot of awesome video ads and user-generated content and stuff like that. But I would recommend you always, like all the time, 10 of 10 times, start with simple image creatives. Like I have this one, for example, or like this one as well. They're pretty simple and you can test a lot of designs in a small amount of time and you can collect a lot of data. What I'm doing is I will do simple advertising with my images, and for the designs who are working well, I will do split tests with different videos as well. But you will never see me doing a video for a new design, because I want to make sure this design is working good. It's a good design, it will make sales, it has a good click-through rate, I have a good ROAS and stuff like that, before I invest more time in it and do more advertising with videos and stuff like that. A last recommendation here is I was using a lot of portrait videos in the last months because I was able to scale them really good. So I was doing simple creatives, realized which designs are good, which are not good, which aren't good, and afterwards I was doing portrait videos with the good design, so I was scaling with different creatives. Let's go with another one. Don't scale too quick. Don't make this mistake because you have time, okay? If an ad is performing good and if you're testing with a budget of €5, you don't have to scale things up to 50 or €100 per day on the next day. You don't have to do it quick. Several weeks ago I was doing a case study where I scaled things up from 0 to 45,000 in like 7 or 8 days. Guys, it's simply not necessary. I want to do some crazy stuff, but that doesn't mean that you have to do crazy stuff as well. So if an ad is working good, let's say you have a ROAS of 4, you have a €5 budget in there. After 3 or 4 days, you realize, okay, it's pretty profitable, so you can scale things up to €25 per day. Afterwards, you'll realize, okay, it's still doing money, I'm still profitable, let's scale things up after 2 or 3 days again to 50 or 60 euros. And then you will realize, okay, it's still good, it's still making good money, the ad is still working, let's scale the thing up to 100 euro per day. And so you're working slowly but steady. You don't want to become rich quick, you want to become rich for sure. So don't make stupid mistakes that you scale things up too quick and then destroy the ad with it. Because if you're scaling up things too quick, it will just spread the budget out there and maybe you're not profitable anymore and then the ad is dead. So make sure, don't switch them off too quickly and don't scale them too quickly. Slowly but steady. Every second or third day you're able to scale ads, and always work with something around 100% or max 150%. So if you're working with 20 euro, go to 50 euro. If you're working with 50 euro, go to 80 euro. You have to just add budget in there slowly but steady. So guys, that was it. I hope you appreciate this video. And again, let me say something here really clear. The most important thing with your Facebook ads is that you're analyzing your data all the time. You have to look at the ROAS, you have to look at the CTR, you have to look at CPC. That data will give you the most things to work on. So feel free to write me your DM. I will send you my Excel, you can track everything in there. And of course, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another video when I'm talking about print on demand. Again, you won't see me talking about another stuff.